Good day. I'm Mark Woodworth, President of PKF Hospitality Research, and thanks for taking the time to hear our 2012 Hotel Horizons Holiday Update. I'm fortunate again to be joined today by my good friend and colleague, Jack Corgel. And Jack, welcome back to Atlanta. I've got some hard questions for you today, so hope you're ready.
I am.
And we just earlier this week released our updated forecasts based on third quarter 2012 actual data from Smith Travel and an updated forecast from Moody's Analytics. And it's all good news as far as we're concerned. 2012 looks like it's going to end up a little better than what we had anticipated, driven largely by a stronger demand than what we had initially forecast. And one of the things we think is really good news is our forecast for 2013 under the expected case scenario really hasn't changed much for pretty much the past year, where it's a 6% RevPAR growth driven by roughly 5% nominal rate increases, so about 3%, Jack, solid real room rate growth. So in one sense, boy, it looked really good and so forth, but I do happen to have the Grinch here with me today, and if you were the Grinch and saying, well, what are the things we should be worried or concerned about as we go into 2013, what things come to mind?
Should I ask the Grinch? Or
you could, but he won't say anything.
Well, let me see if I can go on my own for a while. The expected scenario incorporates the uncertainty that we're now experiencing with the current events in Washington. The Moody's Analytics has provided us with two alternative scenarios: a kick-the-can scenario and basically an off-the-cliff scenario. It is, bad news to the extent that if either one of these scenarios becomes a reality, demand will slack off to the point where RevPAR goes to zero. It doesn't go negative, Mark. It simply goes to zero, and then our forecast obviously would be changed.
Again, so it anticipates we go over the cliff.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So we're in. We've got some numbers that represent those scenarios, but we really aren't expecting those to happen. The probability is relatively low.
Okay, so if we can figure out our way to get through 2013, considering the economic scenarios that we've run through our models, what's 2014 look like?
2014 is quite robust. Moody's Analytics, again, has placed the GDP growth rate at roughly twice through 2013 level of 2% up to 4%. And with the uncertainty cleared in the market, then our RevPAR forecasts literally double as well.
So under any scenario that we've considered anyway, 2014 looks great. Now, there's a part B to what I want to get your thoughts on today, and that's more of a metro level forecast and what some of the things that I know you and Jamie Lane and Aaron Walsh have been very focused on, but specifically, not only is our outlook for the industry in 2014 and beyond very robust under any scenario we think about, but the 5-year forecast for all 50 of our metro markets is very, very positive, consistently so for that 5-year period. As thinking about the metro level, what are some of the variables that you guys have been focused on, and why, and what are you learning?
Well, as our viewers know, we have forecasts for over 50 cities. We're continually trying to refine our forecasting of metro markets. And one of the things we've been looking at are our gateway city RevPAR performance going forward. And in that context, these gateway cities are the recipients of many international travelers. And the one thing that's unique about international travelers that's not present with domestic travelers is the effect of currency exchange rates. So we've performed this analysis, Jamie Lane and Aaron Walls and myself, to determine what the effect of currency exchange rates are, and at the same on international demand, and we try to estimate exactly what changes in exchange rates will do to that demand in these gateway cities. In the process, we learned that many of these cities are highly dependent on international travelers.
Good. And by the way, Atlanta is hometown for me and Jack's second home. And I had the good fortune of actually this morning attending Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau board meeting. An important part of what we learned about the business plan for here in Atlanta next year is the initiatives that are targeting that international travel. So we're seeing that close to home in a real way as well. So lots happening, and we certainly hope that when we reconvene in probably 90 days or so to give you our updated thoughts about hotel horizons, a lot of the uncertainty that Jack alluded to in his remarks will have, if not gone away, certainly begun to dissipate. So best of luck for the holiday season, and certainly as we move into 2013. Thanks again for taking your time.
Happy holidays.